It's strange how love blinds you to the truth. You start defending the very things that should make you walk away. The late nights, the vague explanations, the sudden distance. You convince yourself it's fine. That's the danger of love. It dulls your instincts until you forget how to trust them. I learned that the hard way. Claire, my wife, had been drifting from me for weeks. Not in a loud, dramatic way, no arguments, no tears. Just quiet withdrawal. A coldness that crept in and never left. Her phone, always face down. The new perfume I'd never smelled before. A gym routine that didn't make sense. And the texts, those little bursts of happiness that used to belong to me, now coming from somewhere else. I told myself she was just tired. Overworked. But deep down, I already knew. You always do. You just don't want to admit it. Then one night, around 10:30, my phone buzzed. Lost track of time. Be home soon, red heart. 7 simple words that once brought comfort now cut through me like glass. Because I already knew where she wasn't. An hour earlier, I'd checked her location. A boutique hotel on the edge of town, the kind chosen for secrecy, not convenience. I didn't rush there. I didn't call. I just sat in silence, letting the last traces of denial fade away. There's a moment before everything breaks when you realize it already has. That's where I was, somewhere between heartbreak and clarity. When her headlights finally swept across the driveway, I was empty. She walked in smiling like nothing had happened, the faint trace of someone else's cologne still clinging to her skin. Sorry, she said lightly, kicking off her shoes. Meeting ran long. I said nothing. Just watched her move through the house like a stranger wearing my wife's face. Later that night, when she fell asleep, I picked up her phone. I didn't have to dig deep. The messages were there. Intimate, deliberate, full of words that used to be ours. I read them all. Not to punish myself, but to finally understand the life I'd been pretending was real. The next morning, I packed a bag and went to work like nothing had changed. I didn't confront her yet. I waited. Silence, when used right, can destroy more effectively than anger ever could. That evening, before she could send her usual excuse, I texted her. I know where you are. Take your time. You'll need it. No threats. No drama. Just truth. She came home early the next day, eyes swollen, voice shaking. We need to talk, she whispered. Then came the same tired lines every unfaithful partner recites once the fantasy ends. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. I was confused. I listened not because I cared, but because I wanted the end to sound like the end. When she finished, I handed her an envelope that had been waiting on the table. Inside were photos, screenshots, and a hotel receipt with her name printed neatly beside his. Her face went pale. You didn't have to do this, she said. I didn't have to stay either, I replied quietly. But I did, until you made sure I couldn't anymore. That's when she broke. The tears came, the begging, the promises. But betrayal isn't something you fix. It's something you walk away from. I picked up my bag, turned to the door. You said you'd be home soon, I reminded her softly. Consider this me helping you find your way out. The door shut behind me, closing on the life I thought was mine. They say closure is overrated. Maybe it is. Sometimes it's not about closure. It's about finally choosing peace over pain.